I don't know. I mean, El Dorado is just the evolution of a trap deck, chat. You know, the main things like Big Pimpin said is just, you know, they essentially, rather than power creep the monsters like Konami always does, chat, where we just make monsters more powerful, they just power creep the trap cards. Um did they do that with Sky Striker, chat? Did Konami power creep the spell cards in Sky Striker? Cause I'm not certain. I mean, with Engage, obviously. Engage is like fucking stupid. I guess multi-roll is kind of fucking broken too. Yes, by way too much. Yeah, because if you look at Sky Strike, it's not really the monsters that are broken. It's just like the what's it called. And that was another thing I was thinking of, chat. So you guys know how like everybody is saying, oh, Engage should come back to one. Engage. Nadir said something that I don't know, like I don't know what the fuck they're doing in the OCG, where he said that Sky Striker is basically full power in the OCG and it's not doing anything. There is no way, chat, that you can convince me that if Sky Striker was full power, that it would not. I actually think, chat, I believe if Sky Striker was full power, I think it'd be the best deck by a fucking mile. I think if Sky Striker was at, like, I'm talking Engage to 3, I think it would fucking mop everything in this format. And I don't even think it would be close. Because right now, there's not, unless you have some way to like grab Imperial Order from your deck, there's not enough, there's like no blowout for Sky Striker. Like if Sky Striker was full power, I think it'd be the best deck. I think it would run circles around the format. Kagari is at 1 in the OC. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. If Sky Striker was at full power, like, why isn't it the best deck of the format? It feels like it, what's it called? Sky Striker is so busted with Engage, Lightning Storm. I mean, I guess, but that's an unsearchable card, and I don't know. I feel like, can you kill them? Because the Sky Strike, like, you can have Lightning Storm. I guess that's an argument. I mean, Feather Duster too, but I feel like if you can't kill them, they're probably just gonna recover, right? Chat, seriously. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage comes to 3. Is Sky Striker the best deck of the format? And I'm talking about this new format right now. If we put Engage 2-3, is Sky Striker the best deck of the format? I feel like the answer is yes. I do not believe that deck has been power creeped. I actually think it's interesting if you go back to like 2019, 2018-ish. I actually think a surprising number. How many multi-roll? 3. We have 3 multi-rolls, right? Is multi-roll limited? It's not limited, right? No, everything at 3, Big Pimpin'. Everything in the entire deck at 3. I actually think a surprising amount of archetypes haven't been power creeped. Spiral have not been power creeped. We already learned that. we learned that Spiral has not been power creeped. I think Orcus hasn't been power creeped. Well, if they lose Needle Fiber, maybe, yeah. That deck kind of like needs Needle Fiber. Sky Striker has not been power creeped. Spiral has not been power creeped. Zodiac has not been power creeped, because we don't even talk about bringing Broad Bull back, chat. We're freaking on 1 Rat, 1 Trident, and 1 the continuous spell, Barrage. We're on freaking 1 of all those cards, and it's still like a good deck. Tombok said Broad Bull back. No, that's fucking stupid. Like, no. No, because like if you brought, first off, I don't think they wouldn't need more than like, how many Broad Bull would they run, chat? Because I guess extra deck space does kind of become an issue with Zodiac a little bit, because now they got to run Zeus and they have to run the Link Monster. I feel like probably just 1 or 2. The reason Broad Bull 3, you guys think 3 really? I don't know about that. 3 feels, because the whole point of Broad Bull would just be to always get a free searcher, to always get a follow-up for free. They would cut Kong. Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. I never thought about they could just cut a card. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I never thought that they could just cut a card. If Zodiac had Broad Bull back, chat, there would be, outgrinding them would be so much more difficult. Because right now, Zodiac is a deck that, like, if you can kind of kill the Trident, even if you're like going second, they might be in kind of a shitty position, because if they don't have like another Zoo, they're not doing anything. But if Broad Bull was back, you would always have a follow-up no matter what. Doesn't Ice Prison completely destroy Zoo? Yes, but it depends, Atenza. Like if you're going second and they have like you have Ice Prison, but they already have Dryden up, they don't necessarily need to extend that much further. So they might not really need to get like another zoo in the graveyard. Let's just say that they have Dryden and you just like set 2 or whatever. They attack you and go into Zeus. You're at a very, very, very bad position because Zeus is just, I find Zeus to be like one of the most difficult cards of the format to like kind of counter once it's already face up on the field. So at that point, like your Ice Prison doesn't really do anything because they're basically just playing like Zeus control, and the Zeus control can just like beat you. You know what I mean? If you lose to a single Dryden, your deck is bad. Well, it depends on what you're running. You know what I mean? Like you'd be surprised. Like sometimes that fucking Dryden pop just works. It's never one. Well, yeah. I mean, they also can play like traps too. So True Kings aren't power creeps. What say you, chat? I don't think. I just don't know what True King. You're talking just True Kings? I don't really get what True Kings like do as an archetype, to be honest. I mean, I don't really think they do anything. Now, True Draco is different. I actually think True Draco has been power creep, chat. Chat, has True Draco been power creeped as an archetype? I actually think it has. Because the argument for True Draco to be a meta deck it doesn't revolve around the True Draco cards. For you to make an argument, Cap, this will make True Draco good again, it's not going to be the Draco cards, chat. You're going to have to make an argument that revolves around like fucking card demise going to 3 and all this other shit. Like just having the True Draco cards will not make that deck good. Like you're going to need demise, you're going to need floodgates. Like the Draco cards themselves are not gonna like make the deck good. Like even with 3 Masterpiece, maybe, I guess, like if you have 3 Masterpiece and you play against like certain matchups that like can't out it, I guess. True King would destroy the extra deck in VFD. But like how? So I'm talking just using True King cards. You have to open with Diagram, which I guess it will be at 3. You have to open with Diagram, pop a True King, that summons a True King, and then you have to summon another True King? That's like almost half your hand. That's like 4 cards. I mean, if you're gonna open with a 4-card combo and all you get is VFD, like, congrats. I'm pretty sure VW can do it way better. True King can make Calamities so easily. That's a 2-card combo. No, because if you what's it called? True King isn't meant to be played. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say True Kings don't do anything. Like if you're playing True Kings and like a bunch of other stuff, like okay, do they get 3 diagram? No. You don't get 3 demise. Well, hold on. Are you talking about Drew? Because you wouldn't play Demise in True King, because then you can't summon VFD. No, if we're talking about Draco, no. You don't get Demise. You can get 3 diagram. I don't think 3 diagram would make that deck good, chat. Because I just don't. Like you'd have good matchups, but the problem, like, how are you going to beat a deck like VW? The defensive cards in Draco, chat, just don't do enough. Like you have to flip over, like there can only be one. All right, you'll win the game then. Or if you flip over Skill Drain or fucking Storm, the Monarchs, or yeah, you'll win the game then. Summon Limit, that's all fine. But like Summon Masterpiece. Can you take chat? Can you take Master? I'm gonna assume no. You can't take Masterpiece with TTT, can you? Can VW beat Masterpiece? Return is insane. Macro, no. True Draco with 3 Masterpiece and 3 diagram is nuts. Dude, I don't know, so like. Not the rank 9. It's unaffected by spells, so no. Chat, could VW, if a True Draco player just had Masterpiece pass and they had a pop, could VW beat that? Yes or no? Yeah, could VW beat that? I feel like yes, because you like the thing about VW is they just have so that summon. Like, bro, they get like fucking 10 monsters on field. The deck it has 2950, just attack over it. With what? Gothams? Well, I guess VFD attacks over it. I mean, you have to put him in a position to where VW don't do anything against one masterpiece. Summon a bunch of useless well, I mean, they're gonna go into like 9. Well, hold on. So we're gonna chat. No. I think no. You guys are wrong. You guys are wrong. Because here's why I think you guys are wrong. So you guys are saying we're gonna assume that masterpiece is unaffected by spells and monsters, right? So they just pop it with the trap. So game. But if you make it unaffected by traps, then they just turn it off with the spell, because the spell would just turn it off, right? And if you make it unaffected by monsters, they could just pop it with like Coil Dragon. I'm pretty sure you just don't win, because you cannot not make it unaffected by, if you have monster and spell, they just fucking pop it with the trap and you lose. What the fuck? Virtual World is so well-rounded. It has a D. Yeah, I just realized that, because I was like, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna have to use like 10 cards to kill it, but no, they just have the fucking trap. So you're forced to give it trap protection. But now it's like, all right, so do you want? I assume you would go spell, but again, they have the fucking spell that they could just turn off your pop, and then they could just like play Yu-Gi-Oh. So they would struggle to kill True Draco if they have return. Yeah, but if you return masterpiece. If you bring him back with the return, then he like doesn't have a pop, so he's like irrelevant, and he doesn't have his effects. So I don't know. And plus, they would probably make the fucking Dark Law card and just like send your shit to the banish zone. Masterpiece was never a problem on its own. It was the targeted problem that it. Sorry. Masterpiece was never a problem on its own. The issue of Masterpiece was the targeted problem that it hid the actual problems, floodgate traps. Fair enough. So that's what I'm saying, Flax. What I'm saying is, if you're saying like I think True Draco has been power creeped as an archetype, because if you gave them all their cards back, and I'm not counting Card of Demise. Card of Demise would change everything, because they would like always, if you give them Card of Demise, now they can summon Masterpiece and have like fucking 5 back row, and I don't think you're gonna beat that. But if you're just talking about putting Diagram and Masterpiece at 3, and them just having Masterpiece, like in the Virtual World matchup, like the trap just kind of outs it. You know what I mean? And if you give it the trap protection, then again, I feel like they have too many avenues to just kind of hit it. Now, every deck obviously is not VW, so they're not going to have that easy out. But I just feel like you would be praying that you get floodgates. You wouldn't. The point that I'm making, Chad, is you wouldn't be winning because of the Draco cards. You'd largely just be winning because of floodgates. I mean, the Draco, like, obviously Masterpiece would help, but I feel like that you'd be more or less getting carried. It's like Guru. You'd be getting carried by like floodgates and shit. You know what I mean? Usually Diagram will be up so they can't attack it. If he's unaffected by spells, isn't he unaffected by Diagram though, chat? Because yeah, like if you go Masterpiece and you make him unaffected by spells and traps, then he's unaffected by Diagram. So what's it called? Diagrams never, or Draco's never won because of Draco cards. It was never in its history. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then, yeah, Draco's as an archetype have been power creeps. you're not gonna win because of Draco cards. You're gonna win because of fucking I keep saying Stormforth. You're gonna win because of the Monarchs Erupt and because of There Can Only Be One and maybe Skill Drain. Like those are the reasons you're going to win. And you probably need Card of Demise to like get those cards consistently. Which is better, Dragoon or Masterpiece? I think Dragoon's better. Because after one negate, Dragoon is infinitely harder to kill in battle. And the non-targeting part is just, I mean, I get it. Like, Masterpiece can become unaffected by 2 of the 3. But also, if people play shit like Punishment, chat, and that shitty impermanence, that's not true, Flax. Heritage is still busted. True Draco are not power creep at all. If you have Apocalypse, Apocalypse half the monsters. Return protect. Then next turn you can summon another Masterpiece and have Diagram. That's a lot. That's a. Chad, is this a lot to ask for? So I need to have Masterpiece. I need to have Masterpiece. I need to have Apocalypse. return. I have to have something to pop for Apocalypse. And I gotta die. That's fucking 5 cards. Like, press 1 and 5 card combo consistent, chat. 5 card combo. So I have to have Masterpiece on field. I have to have True King's Return to Reborn it. I have to have Apocalypse to cut your attack in half. I have to give something up for the Apocalypse. Maybe I give up Masterpiece. I gotta have Diagonal. Like, that's fucking like 5 cards, dude. Like, what are we talking about? I'm just talking about like practical situations. Am I going to explain why I gave up on Altergeist? So I played against an Altergeist deck. I played Guru, and I actually got mopped. And I came to the conclusion that's a really, really bad matchup. Altergeist versus Guru versus Altergeist, because number one, there can only be one pretty easily with Miluseek. And number two, the way Altergeist plays, if they resolve Faker, they're probably gonna win. And then Protocol also makes it so like can't really negate their cards. The main reason that I don't play Altergeist, Atenza, I was thinking about it. I was like, how can you play Altergeist in this format? One of the biggest reasons is going second. Altergeist, I think Altergeist is actually weaker going second than Guru, because Multi-Faker is just it's almost an unplayable card going second. Like, unless you specifically have like evenly matched or impermanence, it's kind of impossible to get that fucking card out of your hand going second unless you let it go back to your opponent's turn. You can't go like Pankatrops and then summon like Multi-Faker. And the point that I'm making is Faker's like one of the most powerful cards in your deck. That's also a problem that Altergeist has, right? Right, chat? Is we keep getting these other powerful cards that special summon, whether it be Down to Wrestle Pankatrops, Nibiru, what's another one, chat? Zoo King Alpha. Every single one of these cards conflicts with Multi-Faker because you can't use them. Like, if you can't Nibiru your opponent, chat, and like Multi-Faker them in the same turn. You just can't do it. Another problem was obviously like Dragoon. Dragoon just kind of fucking made it unplayable, because the only way for you to beat Dragoon and Altergeist is pretty much to have Ice Dragon's Prison, and that's another problem. Like, Ice Dragon's Prison, we all know like that card, that's one of the best trap cards in the game, but Ice Dragon's Prison also conflicts with Multi-Faker. Like, you can't, if you wanted to just out a Dragoon with like Ice Dragon's Prison and just kill the Dragoon, maybe they like discard and you strike it, or you use Protocol or some shit like that, you then can't use Multi-Faker in that turn because you summoned a non-Altergeist monster. So like, all of these cards are making it difficult to resolve the biggest power play in your deck. I don't know if Altergeist has been power creeped, but to me, the restrictions that the most powerful card in the deck have kind of conflict with like a lot of the other power cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Eldorado have different Just Kaiju it, same thing. So I mean, like, okay, so let's say that we're in a position, right, where you make Dragoon pass and I have Altergeist. So if I Kaiju you, I still can't do anything, chat, if I have Faker until your turn. I mean, that's not bad, unless I have like Miluseek or some shit like that, but that's very specific. Just invent a new combo. There's a Kaiju for everything. If Altergeist is so good, why isn't there an Altergeist 2 yet? True. Run the Dogmatica engine. That's not a bad play, Atenza, because Altergeist don't really need their extra deck. Like, you're not gonna really, like, if you punishment somebody, you don't really give a fuck about being locked out of the extra deck 90% of the time. But not being able to play Ice Dragon's Prison, like, for a trap deck, chat, would you guys say Ice Dragon's Prison is like one of the best traps in the game? And you guys know where I stand on that. I think every trap deck in Yu-Gi-Oh should be playing, like, that card's just too good not to play, because a lot of times it can not only be a 1-for-1, but a lot of times it can become a +1. Like, your opponent, I can't tell you how many times I played against like Zodiac. They activate Monster Reborn on like a Ram, and I'm like, cool. Activate Prison, target your Ram, banish your fucking Trident, which usually they have to pop it or something like that. But the point is, what's it called? Altergeist, or DZ Fran, Dogmatica, Altergeist. Yeah, that's probably what I could. What's it called? The link crossband hurt Altergeist. It actually did a little bit, because in an Altergeist you would turn oh, this is interesting. Yeah, in Altergeist you would turn Hextia into Link Cross, and you would get a Surge. Like if you just didn't have your normal summon or something like that, Dragoon. Now I wouldn't play Dragoon in this deck. I don't really get it. Like, to me, it's not worth the bricks and Dinosaur. Like, I don't really get it. You know what I mean? Haunted Rock combos forehead. I'm just saying that if they have Apocalypse or Return, it's most likely it's hard for them. You can try to pop Apocalypse, half the monsters. Okay, hold on. It's not easy to OTK against Draco, specifically with the Floodgates on top. See, but that's the thing. We're just going back to Floodgates. Yeah, again, we're just like stuck on Floodgates. There was some deck, chat. Hold on. There was some deck that I thought about. It was like some deck that summoned Zeus, and I couldn't believe it. But chat, I'm actually thinking about, do you guys think that there's like a low-key combo deck that is in the format that we just don't know about, but that can be kind of decent? Because I'm trying to find what that was. It Live Twin? No, I don't think it was Live Twins. I played against that deck though. That deck it's okay. So Guru is good because it plays traps, but you discredit True Draco because it plays traps. No, the difference is no. The difference with wait, he could just chain this again. Yeah, he just chained this again. God damn it, this fucking card is, oh my god. This is my most feared card of the format. I know you guys all have one. This is that card for me. That card where when they summon it, you're just like, I fucking lose. This is that card for me. Fucking Zeus. You summon this against Guru, you basically win. No, the difference is that Draco needs very specific trap cards, aka Floodgates. Decks like Guru and Eldorado just have good generic trap cards. Like it can be Punishment, Ice Dragon's Prison. What's like another good generic trap? I mean, I think Lost Wind's pretty good. You can't play through Zeus. I mean, did you not know that? Like, yeah. Guru can't beat Zeus. The reason you can't beat it is because, well, you can't. Let me rephrase that. You can't beat a Zeus that has 2 activations because, so most of Guru's power is in the trap cards. Traps are not how you out Zeus. Like if Zeus is already on the field, you just set a bunch of traps, they just activate it. The only like way that you could out it is if, I mean, you normal summon, like you'd have to summon Guru, try to like book it, but before you do that, they could just like activate Zeus. Even if you had Fiendus, your Guru would go face down, and then what would you have accomplished? They could just Zeus during the end phase and win. Yeah, like Zeus just smashes Guru because Guru doesn't have the offense to kill it. Basically, just play D barrier for Zeus. I mean, that's pretty specific though, right? Yeah, that's pretty specific. How the F is the True Draco spells and traps power creeps? All of them pop cards and have bonus effects. Because they all require you to activate, or they all have to be sent to the graveyard. Look, hold on. I'm not. I don't know if I'll be able to prove my point. Hold on. They don't work turn 1. Hold on, let me see if I can find the exact quote. Not this one. Let me see if I can find the video. That I can find the exact quote. I will not let this go. No, it's not this one. It's not this. It was his first big ban list video, if I can find it. Yes, this one. Hold on. I have to get to the point where he talks about, let's see, he's talking about Burning Abyss, Wall of Revealing Light, Sekka, Hero Lives. Where the hell does he talk about? Hold on. He talks about Masterpiece on this list. Cyberjar, Victory Dragon, Astrograph, Toad, Daigusto Emerald, Ignister, Pallades, Tempest. I think that's Harpor. Here we go. Hold on. All right, maybe this is it. Maybe it's not. Don't take my word on it.
Masterpiece would be too strong. I urge you to read the rest of the True Drake.
This is exact. Here you go, Salsa. This is my exact response to what you just said. You just said all the True Draco spells and traps are really good. This is my exact response verbatim. We'll just apply what MBT, we'll apply what Joseph is saying to your what's it called? Listen.
If you're afraid that Masterpiece would be too strong, I urge you to read the rest of the True Draco spells and traps. And remember, by today's standards, they suck.
There you go. That's my exact response to you. By today's standards, all the other True Draco spells and traps suck. So there you go. Yes, by today's standards, they all fucking suck. There you go. That's my exact response to you. MBT has never been wrong about it. He wasn't wrong about that. He wasn't wrong about that. He's been wrong about some stuff, but he wasn't wrong about this point. He's just wrong. He's spitting facts, boys. He's spitting facts. Listening to one guy. No, I agree with that point. Like, if you just look at the True Draco spells, I mean, maybe not diagram, but like the rest of the card just kind of suck. Like, they're not really that good anymore. I mean, they're okay, I guess. This makes Yu-Gi tubers look retarded. MBT got a much better track record. Oh goodness, I like it.